So you've decided to get an appraisal of your record collection or music memorabilia collection for perhaps donation purposes or insurance coverage. What do you need in terms of information to send to the appraiser? Hello, I'm Stephen Braitman of musicappraisals.com. There are several things that you can do that'll really help the appraiser out in figuring how easy or difficult it is to do the valuation research for your material. First, if you have a record collection, sort them by formats. So you have LPs, long play records. You might have 45s or EPs. You might have CDs. You might even have 78s. Just make sure they're all in different categories. Next, within each format, separate them by the logical genres or styles of music. For example, with your LPs, you're going to separate them into, say, all of the rock and pop records, or all of the classical records you might have in a separate category, or all of your Latin or jazz records, or the miscellaneous country records, or soul, or R&B, or whatever it might be. Then, if you have box sets, whether they're CD box sets or LP box sets, just put them aside and note that those are box sets. Finally, try to get an accurate count or estimate of the number of items you have in each category. So, for example, you might have 50 country records or 150 classical LPs, or 1,000 rock records, or 75 jazz records. Ideally, you would have a list or catalog of the items that need to be appraised. Such a list only needs to have 4 pieces of information on it. If you're doing albums, you need the artist's name. You need the title of the album. You need the record company name. And you also need the catalog number. The catalog number can be found usually on the cover, sometimes on the back cover, and for some records along the spine. Even if you don't have such a list, just separating out what you have in various categories of genre and styles and the count for each category can be very helpful. This works for other things too, whether you have t-shirts or posters or books. Just let us know what types of things you have and how many you have of each of them. There may need to be more details and information about your collection later on during the appraisal, but this is all that you need to get started.